We are often told that physical and mental outcomes are purely a product of discipline and mindset. This perspective assumes that everyone arrives at the starting line with the same equipment, provided they simply work hard enough. In reality, some people begin with a fast metabolism, symmetrical features, and calves that grow from walking to the mailbox. Others start in a ditch with narrow clavicles, chronic allergies, and a skeletal blueprint that seems to have been assembled during a power outage. This bell curve represents the distribution of human genetic traits. While most people live in the middle, social media algorithms exclusively serve feeds saturated with the top 0.1%, the genetic outliers who appear designed by a more generous biological department. Comparing average biology to these curated outliers turns health into a psychologically damaging game. It forces you to gamble with chips you didn't choose, at a table where everyone pretends the rules are the same for every player. The gym provides the most immediate evidence of this inequality. Two people can execute the exact same program and eat the same protein, yet experience vastly different physical results based on their underlying instructions. Skeletal proportions dictate your aesthetic ceiling before you even pick up a weight. Narrow clavicles, for example, place a hard limit on your physical width, regardless of how much muscle you manage to build on top of them. Strength is also a matter of mechanical leverage. This diagram compares two different tendon insertion points. A lower insertion point provides a significant mechanical advantage, making a lift feel lighter and more efficient than it does for someone with a higher, less favorable attachment. These insertion points determine muscle belly length. Long bellies offer massive volume potential, while short bellies leave gaps no training can fill. Microscopically, androgen receptor density dictates muscle fiber recruitment. One person's tissue is densely populated with receptors, while another's is sparse, limiting growth potential. Ultimately, the gym functions as a physical laboratory that exposes your pre-existing anatomical blueprint. It rewards effort, but it prioritizes the structure you inherited. Fat loss reveals a similar lack of control. Despite the popularity of toning certain areas, the human body ignores your preferences and removes fat according to its own internal priorities. Genetic regional storage managers dictate where fat cells concentrate, often the lower abdomen and back, staying there long after your arms become lean. Metabolic rates vary drastically too. These gauges track two bodies receiving identical fuel. One burns energy rapidly, while the other hoards every calorie. This extends to non-exercise activity thermogenesis and hunger signaling. Some bodies naturally fidget more or feel full after small meals, while others conserve energy like they are preparing for a winter siege and scream for more fuel regardless of their actual needs. A slow metabolism functions as a loyal survival program. It's designed to endure a famine, even if that efficiency actively opposes your modern aesthetic goals. The most significant genetic burdens are often the ones you can't see in a mirror. Family histories frequently involve a cascade of hereditary liabilities, from autoimmune risks to thyroid dysfunctions requiring lifelong monitoring. These manifest as surface-level betrayals, like hair follicles that are genetically hypersensitive to hormones, or chronic skin inflammation that reacts to the slightest change in diet or weather. Genetics also shape your nervous system. Inherited traits establish a high baseline for stress and panic, causing overwhelming neural chain reactions over minor events. High cortisol baselines and a hyperactive amygdala can turn a simple email or a mild inconvenience into a full-blown physiological survival event. Your brain declares martial law before you've even had a chance to process the situation. Managing these internal flaws requires immense, unrewarded labor. You are working twice as hard just to reach the baseline of normalcy that others experience without effort. The self-improvement industry thrives by framing these biological hurdles as moral failures. By claiming discipline beats everything, they can sell solutions to problems that are fundamentally rooted in your DNA. This creates a literal financial burden. Managing bad teeth, chronic skin conditions, joint issues, and hormone imbalances requires a constant stream of specialist appointments, prescriptions, and medical monitoring that others simply don't have to pay for. This genetics tax means that reaching average health becomes a luxury subscription. Biological disadvantages are compounded by financial ones, making the pursuit of normalcy an expensive uphill climb. Ignoring the role of genetics creates a marketable form of gaslighting. It hides the deeply unequal cost of health behind a veneer of simple hard work. Moving forward requires a period of psychological grief. You have to abandon the fantasy of an idealized body and accept the permanent constraints of the genetics you actually have. Freedom comes from setting goals based on your actual joints, your real metabolic limits, and your specific budget. This means moving the bar out of someone else's house and placing it where your body can actually reach it. You spend your life maintaining a machine you didn't choose, using instructions you never approved. But by separating personal improvement from biological fantasy, you find the quiet dignity of caring for the only home you have.